So I just read The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany. This is the first book I've ever read from this author. I enjoyed myself with the book. It's a rather short read. I think it was 250 pages or so, which I really liked. It's a style that I'm not used to, so the way it's written, I wasn't really used to that. You know, rather long sentences and with a lot of informations within these sentences. So yeah, I I didn't struggle. Struggled is too big of a word, um, but I kind of, I had to adapt to his writing style when starting to read the book actually. But I quickly adapted to his style. Actually, it kind of I had to wait for 10 or 15 pages to actually adapt myself to his writing style. Um, I enjoyed most of the book. There were some lengthy passages here and there that I didn't care for, mainly the hunting sequences. So if you've read the book, you might know what I mean. It's that, there's these passages that he's just explaining hunting, the thrill of the hunt, and everything. And I didn't really care about that. And it doesn't add anything to the story in my mind. So yeah, there's that. And to be honest, I kind of struggled getting back into the book. So I've read this book in two sittings actually. So in the first setting, I've read until like page 200 or so, and this is where I was like, okay, enough with the hunting. I kind of struggled getting back into it because I was scared that the hunting part would just continue again, but it stopped, there, and I was glad it stopped because the end of the book was still good. I enjoyed myself with the end of the book. So the story mainly, so it's a fairy tale essentially, but for adult. That's kind of the selling statement of the book, I could say. Um, and mainly, it's about a guy who is told by who, the elders, I think. Yeah, elder. It's kind of the parliament or something like this. They're telling their lord to have a magical hair essentially, so to go on and marry an elf or a magical being. So the lord is no. I'm struggling with names, so I've got the names written in my little book here. So Alvric, so the Lord of Earl, he has a father, but the father dies like in page number 5 or 6 or something like this. So Alvric is going to be our main protagonist for almost all the book. It's going to switch near the end though. So Alvric goes into Elfland to marry the daughter of the king of Elfland, essentially. So where the title of the book comes from. So they escape. So him with the daughter of the king of Elfland. Her name is Lyrizel. So Lyrizel and Alric escapes Elfland essentially, and they have a child together, and their son's name is Orion, in honor of the Orion belt. The elf woman. So Lyrizel is worshipping the stars secretly because like Alvric is not happy of her worshipping the stars and everything. So they have a son together, and then she leaves him and goes back to her kingdom essentially. And it's not really spoiling anything because that's the whole point of the book. It's what happens afterwards. After the fairy tale ends, real life when it happens, and how they're reacting to that. I'm not gonna say exactly why she leaves, but yeah, she leaves, and then Alveric is trying to get her back essentially, and that's kind of his quest for the rest of the book. But then we move into Orion, so the son of Alveric and Lyrizel, and yeah, he's a hunter, so there's where we see all these hunting sequences, as I said, that I didn't really care about. I just wish that there were more to it than just this, more to it, meaning, you know, more to the character of Orion than just hunting. At one point he's hunting like magical beasts, and magical being comes into our world, and then the elders, so the members of the quote-unquote parliament, are not happy to have all these magical beings, but they're the ones that wanted, you know, to have a magical lord, and now that the magic is there, they're not happy about it, so you're never happy with what you've got, essentially, in a way, in this book. That, I guess, one of the meanings. I don't know all the meanings of the books, of this book, to be honest, because I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, that's mainly it for the story. You know, I don't want to go too deep into it, but that's mainly what the book is about. I really enjoyed the ending. You know, it's not a happy ending or a bad ending or whatever. It's just a whatever ending, and I really enjoyed that. It really connected, because an ending doesn't need to be good or bad. It could just be like life continues, and that's it. That's the end of the book, essentially. I really enjoyed that from this book. So once again, the only thing I didn't like was all these hunting sequences, and it's for about, I think it lasts around 40-ish pages or something like this. So the book could have easily been just 200 pages, and, you know, removing all these hunting sequences, or make them shorter and just, you know, remove 20 pages or so. It's just that he goes on and on about hunting, and yeah, I just didn't really care about that. But that being said, the prose was really good. As I said, I'm not used to it, but I really enjoyed it from this book. So that's it for the review of the book. As I said, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll be reading more from this author, because this is supposed to be kind of his best work. As I said, I enjoyed it, but it didn't, you know, pique my interest into reading more of this author. Unfortunately, it's just, yeah, I just liked it, but not loved it or anything. So yeah, that's mainly it for this book. So I just started reading Neuromancer by William Gibson. So I'm at around page 20 or something like this. As I said, I just started, and I'll be talking about this book next week. So this is going to be it for me, guys. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.